Oh, yes. Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, you guys know what time it is. I am Jay, aka the Modern Texan. That is Ryan, aka GM Fanatic. Ryan, how are you doing today, my guy?
I am blessed today, my man. How are you doing today?
It's a great day, man. It's a great day. It couldn't be any better because it's draft eve, y'all. One day, less than 24 hours. Actually, it's 25 hours away from who the Texans will be signing or drafting with the second pick of the draft.
So close.
It's so close. It's so close indeed. Today, we're going to figure that out. We're not figuring it out, but today what we are going to do is we're going to look at some film. We're going to look at Anthony Richardson today, as you guys can see. He's the fourth QB that we've reviewed on this channel. We've reviewed Bryce Young during the season. After the season, we've reviewed CJ Stroud. That was the second of the four. Levis was on Sunday, I believe. And today we will be reviewing Anthony Richardson. As always, you guys can find all our information down below. That is our YouTubes and our various Twitter accounts as well. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content we're bringing out to you guys. And as always, put in the chat, put in the comments. Let me know what you guys need me to pray for. I'm always here to do that. Send that to me on Twitter if you're uncomfortable. DM me in Discord if you got that. If you got my number, go ahead and send it there. Joey, my guy, how you doing? Miss you here, man. I know you were busy. I know you were working, but do your thing, man. Do your thing. Beige, my guy from across the pond. How you doing? Good to see you.
Not just across the pond.
Across the pond
on the other side
upside
too.
Down. Yeah, the upside down pond. Yes.
You got the kiwi.
Yes, indeed. Today, I think I am going to talk a little bit about, as we jump into the quick side subject, I'm going to talk a little bit about this thing that we like to think that we have called control. In my life lately, what I've noticed is the more I think I'm in control, the less control I feel. I think one of the biggest lies in history is that you should always be in control. I think that's ooh, fresh beard. But look at this. The beard gang. I got me over here. We got Ryan. We got Joey here with the beard. It's good stuff, man. But what I was saying is one of the things that I've kind of realized is that the more I've thought I was in control, the less control I've actually been in. And when I gave up that control, when I gave up attempting to be the man in charge, the person that's got his finger on the trigger or the hand on the button or whatever, I realized that that's when I was in most control, when I was just kind of letting it go. And what that kind of is learning how to give up and control what you can control. Ryan, I know you were in school for a long time.
Oh yeah.
How often did you feel like, if only I could just do this one thing here, I'd be good, right? But it was when you realized that you could stop, just don't even worry about that and worry about the things that's in front of you at the moment. It's where your success probably came from, right?
That's where it always came from.
That's why you're graduating soon, right? Like that's why you are where you are. Learning to give up that and cede that control. It's a hard thing because none of us like that. I'm a devout Christian. I don't call people or say that people should be a devout Christian. I will share the gospel with you if you want me to, but I'm not going to just force that in your face. But one of the things that is in my faith is that God is always in control. That means that I'm not, right? I'm never in control. Let's leave God out of it, right? If I left God out of it and came in at this completely secular, there is always someone else who has my future in their hand, whether it be my job, whether it be the country that I'm in, whether it be my neighbor, whether it be some dude down the street, whatever be some driver maybe on the road. I always am having to put my life in someone else's hands. I can only control what I can control. My mantra for the year that I like to give people is, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's funny that you mentioned this, Beige. You said right now you feel like you're spiraling and it's tough. I'll tell you, man, this was me 6 months ago. This was me 6 hours ago. This was me 6 minutes ago. I've always felt like, I always feel like in certain instances that I'm spiraling and I'm out of control and I don't have a way to escape. I feel like I'm just going to lose. I'm not going to win. And it's in those moments that I just say, you know what? It is what it is. That things become easier. I gain perspective. I can take a step back and realize, man, it's not as bad as I thought. Yeah. So I'll leave you with this thought today as you guys go forward. Cede control. Don't think you have to be in control all the time. Allow yourself to just go with the flow. And remember that it is what it is, that you can only control what you can control. With that being said, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to watch film. So we're going to jump right on over to some Anthony Richardson film. As I said in all the other videos, I am not here to show any of you why I'll here for you, buddy. Here for you, Beige. I'm not here to tell you guys why and who we should pick. That's not my thing at all. I want you guys to decide for yourself. And Nick already knows who he's gonna pick, right? That's not on us. So what we can do is look and see why this person will or will not fit in our system and understand it. I'm here to bring you the film. I'm here to show you the goods and the bads and let you discern for yourself if this is a player that we should have. So without further ado, let's jump into this. Today, I'm not going to show as much like I did last time. Last time I shared the play for a while. In the interest of not getting taken down or a stream going unavailable because of copyright issues, I'm going to let the film play maybe 2 or 3 times, and then we'll just discuss it afterwards. So let's move on. All right. Let's get that full screen going, and let's play. All right. All right. So Ryan, what did you see there?
I mean, he's dealing with a rush of 6 right there. So getting the ball out is of high priority. He has a good time right there. In the last second, 73 is right there and jumping, so he has to get this ball a little high. That probably led to also a high throw off someone. But every time I watch his film, throws a lot of fastballs right there. A lot of zip.
Yeah.
So he's releasing it high. It's just going to zip like that.
So my thing before I go
work on.
Yeah, definitely.
I also see in NFL that should be a catch.
It should be. But at the same time, I think he chose the wrong person. As this guy is open and this guy is open. And they were open earlier in the clip as well.
And they're open while their defenders are still trying to get to them. Exactly.
Open. And he hasn't thrown the ball yet, right? He's still throwing it. This should be where he was aiming.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop sharing there. But kind of looking at that play, he's got the pocket awareness. He knows what's coming. He's strong enough to stand there and take the hit, right? That's good. We want to see that from him. And we want to see that from an NFL level quarterback. Pardon me while I try and pull up the stream here and make sure that we're not getting taken down because I don't want that to happen. Okay, let me get to that. Turn the sound all the way down. Ooh. Turn my sound all the way down, guys, and then we're gonna go and look at my own stuff.
We're still up.
Good. I'm just gonna make sure and keep it up so that, you know, I don't want to be in a bad situation. All right, cool. All right. With that being said, kind of going back to what I was saying, one of the things that you wanted an NFL quarterback, and things that we saw from Stroud and Levis, was that they were able to hit and discern which person they should be looking at, and which person they should be throwing to. What we see in this play, and this is against Georgia, so this is an NFL level defense here, right? Is in this particular play, this is Davis Mills. We don't know who he's throwing to here. We saw this exact play actually against the Chargers, right? Where Nico Collins is in one area and behind him is a streaking Chris Moore. Both of them are open, but he chooses to throw the ball, it looks like, to Nico Collins, but it's 5 feet above his head, and it's woefully short of Chris Moore. So who is he throwing to here? That's kind of where we're looking at here. Is he throwing to his open wide receiver down the field? Or is he throwing to the open wide receiver close to him? We need to know. And that's something that has to be worked on. I think, as you mentioned, Ryan, his arm strength is amazing. You could see that ball's on a frozen rope, and he's throwing that from the 20, and that ball ends up at like if no one catches it, that ball ends up at like the 40 on the other side of the field.
And he has enough arm strength to hit the guy who's further down the field.
Exactly. So why didn't he do it, right? And I think that might come to accuracy. I'm not sure, but we'll see what later.
Wide open, you just have to get in his general direction.
You think that, right? But you still got to hit your target. It is a throw. You still got to hit it. We'll take a look at this next play here in a second. Let me make this full screen, though. But yeah, that's kind of my thought there. Great read, great standing there and standing in the presence and making sure he's throwing it to the right spot. The problem is we don't know who he's throwing to. And that's something that's got to be worked on. And I think part of that is because of footwork, right? He's not getting fully into that. All right. Share screen again. All right. Let's go full screen here. All right.
Boom.
Now,
touchdown.
I'll start this one off. Beautiful. Y'all know who Cam Newton is, right? We know who he is. Deion Sanders used to sing the song that was Cam, oh Cam. That's what we see here. Good grief. Big body just runs through it. What do you see here, Ryan?
He's running into area of 3 guys. Lowers his shoulder. You know what? He's 6'4", 244.
Mm-hmm.
He is making his way into the end zone.
Yeah.
I'm seeing someone with a lot of power. That last second, he was able to get low and kind of cut towards the end zone and keep all that power.
Yep.
This is a specialized runner.
Yep. He's got the ability. One of the things I'd like to compare him to is he's got both Lamar Miller and Cam Newton in him as runners. But he also has shades of Deshaun Watson as well, where he's got that ability to run and juke and accelerate quickly and see where he's got to go. But he also holds the ball out, but he also can take a hit. But he also can stand in the pocket and just take that. Like, he'll stand like a statue. He's got all of that stuff. So Ryan messaged me here and he's asking Lamar Miller, and I'm like,
You said Lamar Miller.
Oh, my bad. Lamar Jackson, my bad. My bad. Lamar Jackson, not Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller, the small guy who was actually kind of fast, that was here with us for a while, and with the Texan, with the
and let's not forget, he ran in the 4.4s.
He did. He ran 4.4, which is faster than Deshaun Watson. Probably about the same.
He has the
speed.
power.
Yeah.
He has the weight behind him. And if your offense is predicated on your quarterback using his legs and gaining guards and breaking tackles.
Mhm.
If you're Greg Roman, this is your quarterback.
Yeah, if you lose Lamar, right?
Well, he's no longer with the Ravens.
Who? Oh, Greg Roman. Yeah, that's true. He is with the Jets.
He's with the Jets?
Is he with the Jets? Where's Greg Roman? Somebody put that in. Where's Greg Roman at? All right, let's look at this next play. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Let's make this big. All righty then. Now I'll let Ryan go first here. What do you see in here?
This is the one that we finally see some good touch from him. He gets at the right speed, right angle, and his guy is able to come up and make the play too. I also see someone who's navigating the pocket and stepping up correctly.
Exactly.
His footwork isn't the best there.
It's kind of lazy.
The way his foot just kicked out the end, definitely not the best. But his footwork, despite all that, look at that throw. Yeah,
that's all arm, pretty much, right? So for me here, I'm looking at this, and I'm saying he's got the touch, right?
Hi, Matt.
Hey, Matt, jump on in, boy, if you can. Same with you, Joey. Jump on in. He's got the touch here. He's got the ability to float that ball up and put it right where he needs to put it. The problem is, are we going to see that constantly and consistently? Or are we going to see him bullet the ball to people and it bounce off their hands because he's throwing it at 65 miles an hour at them? Alpha, my guy, good to see you. We are some handsome married men, and as are you. As are you, and as is my guy Joey up there, and as is my guy Beige. All of us are some handsome married men. Much love to all y'all. But yeah, so we see great touch. So we've seen 2 good plays, at least, from Anthony Richardson right now. Maybe even 3, right? If we count the first play, right? He's made a correct read. He stood tall in the pocket. He's run through traffic. He's put a nice hit. Float. Yeah, he's took a hit. He's
from multiple angles.
Exactly. He's thrown a good touch pass. He's looking good, right? This is exactly what we want to see out of an NFL level quarterback. Oh, yeah. Is this what we want to see from the number 2 pick? Let's get to the next bit of film.
Greg Roman is a free agent as a coach.
Well, he didn't do very well with the Ravens at the end, so we'll definitely say that. So let's look at this throw. Let's look at this. Let's see what's going on here. Look at that throw. Look at the throw. Beautiful.
Right on the money.
Right on the money. But look at his feet, though. That's what I want you to focus on. Look at his feet.
They are not pointed at all. This is the opposite of what I would say CJ Stroud is as a footwork technician.
And this is what this is the issue that I kind of have, right? So far, we've watched 4 plays, right? And in those 4 plays, he has had happy feet the entire time.
Feet pointed in the wrong direction. One foot kicking out, stepping parallel versus almost kind of kicking through and kind of dragging your foot along to be this way. He's going here. He's not following through right there.
Why am I? There we go.
What's up, Matt?
Hola.
There he is. Matt. Money Matt in the building. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm tired.
Good shift?
I feel you on that.
No.
Is it ever a good shift?
Also feel you on that.
Today also we had I put down a fry and the fryer almost exploded on me.
Oof. Almost, though, only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. That means it did not.
Bro, I kid you not, it was like a volcano. Like, I dropped it, and I don't know why, but everything just started rising real fast and didn't stop. So I was like, I'm just gonna let it cook with the lid open. But
Smart.
it was just slowly kept rising until it just overflowed, and I was like, yeah, this is no bueno. So, but hey, I made it through.
It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so to catch you up real quick, Matt, we've watched 4 plays of Anthony Richardson. You know the 4 plays we've watched because you watched all of them with me when we initially did this film review starting process. 4 plays we watched was the first one where he kind of missed. We don't know who exactly he's throwing to. He has the 2 receivers that are kind of layered, one that's deep and one that's close. And it looks like he's throwing to the close one, but it also looks like he's got the arm to hit the further one. And then we also have the play where he kind of just runs through South Carolina and just makes it look easy. Y'all crazy in the chat. He just runs through and kind of looks like Lamar Jackson and Sean Watson, and really he looked like Cam Newton there, just putting his body on the line, just going through stuff. And then we get to the third play where he's got the touch, right? Just throws up a dime to the wide receiver in the end zone. Could have thrown a fade a little bit further towards the corner, but it didn't matter. He put it up and over the corner, which was great. And then we get to the fourth play where it's a beautiful dot, but his feet are off. So in all 4 plays, there has been something off. Usually it's his footwork. So interesting bit here. Let's look at the 5th play. Let's see if anything gets better or does it get worse. And also, Matt, we're going to be kind of showing the play for a little bit and then cutting it down. I don't want us to get wrecked again like we did last time. So,
true.
Let's move forward here. All right, Matt, we'll start with you this time since you haven't done any of the plays. What do you see here?
I see Anthony Richardson trying to force a ball to his tight end.
I agree. He's trying to force it. What do you see, Ryan?
I mean, for someone who's been having a high release point, this is pretty low for him in my opinion. Mm-hmm. He's trying to sidearm it a little bit. And I don't know if he fully sees 13 when he decides, I'm going to throw it. But to me, it should have been out about a half second to a second before.
Should have been out here. Or a little bit before. Should have been out about
a little bit before, and you're aiming more towards the sideline.
Yeah, I agree. My thing that I see here, it's a lazy pass. He should have put that ball that's where we should see him flinging the rock like a madman. Like that's where we should see him throwing this as hard as possible. Well, not as possible, but putting pace on it. We do see 34 was catching up to number 8 there. We see that his receiver is being caught. But when he should have thrown this once he sees him open. And that's something that, it's a problem. Yeah, the ball was definitely out late. But also, it's not accurate. It was still behind his receiver. And here, I'll show it again real quick so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about.
It was really towards that defender.
Yeah, it's definitely towards 34. This ball is not. Look, 13 is here. This ball, he's gonna have to stop to get this. So anyway, I don't know if he's gonna catch this or if this is gonna be broken up anyway, because 34 is right there. So this ball was behind. It was lazily thrown. That's one of those things where you're like, hey man, I need to see a little bit better from him, especially if you're wanting to take him with the 2nd overall pick. And one thing that I'm noticing here is one thing that CJ and Levis had immediately, and Bryce, is their ability to throw on the run. This is a throw on the run this is the first time we're seeing him throw on the run, really, in this film study, right? But he's not hitting his target accurately. He's not putting oomph in his pass, which we know he can do because his arm is live. He's just not doing it. Before I move on to the next play, you guys got anything else?
Oh yeah. Is JJ Watt retiring a Houston Texan?
Yes. I'm saying that not because I think he better, at least. I mean, I'm not the one who can say yes or no to that, but
Because
yes,
this man
better.
tweeted out an hour ago, I'll say it every time I'm in the city, because from the second I step off the plane in the airport to the moment I leave, it truly feels like family. Houston, I love you.
He better retire Houston Texan.
Like,
And he better be in Houston tomorrow when I'm there so I can get my jersey signed.
but also, like, seeing that, like, I don't know why that makes me think of this, but happy draft eve, everyone.
Happy draft eve indeed.
Happy draft eve.
Happy draft eve.
The most wonderful time of the year.
Ah.
Until the Texans won a Super Bowl and are contending.
Oh boy.
That was a couple years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
All right. Let's get to this next play here.
Slow or average alpha?
On the S2 exam, I think what the leaked reports is he had the highest score, if I remember correctly.
Richardson?
Yeah, no. I thought he did. Or was it Levis that had the highest score?
It
definitely wasn't Bryce.
Bryce had the highest score.
I thought it was Levis or AR.
Bryce had like a 98th percentile. Levis had a 93, and Richardson was 79 or 78.
I thought his was higher. I thought his was in the high 90s. Average. I don't know if he does have average processing time. It's definitely not elite processing time. It's definitely not S tier processing time. And that's what you want in the number 2 pick. At least A plus or S tier. Right?
Gotta have a high processor there.
Yeah, we need him to have not an Intel Pentium Core Duo, but we need him to have an AMD Ryzen 7 Pro. Please.
Oh yeah.
PC nerds will know what I'm talking about. All right, let's take a look here. Ryan, I'll start with you. What do you see here?
It's not playing for me.
Oh, no.
I don't see it playing. And I don't see it playing on the stream right now. So,
it's playing. It's just really slow. I think it might be me. Hold on. Let me stop. Yeah, let me start again real quick. Share. Boom. Yeah, I think my internet slowed down a bit there. So let's play this again.
It's moving. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's rewatch this.
All right, let's watch this again.
Who's he handing off to? I've seen that from Davis Mills, number 1. And that's a throwaway after he stepped in more towards the sack he didn't think would be there.
Matt, what do you see?
It's like, oh, wait, that didn't bite him. Got to get rid of it.
Yeah, he was definitely trying to do too much in the backfield and trying to open up a running lane for himself or buy himself more time, which he didn't have, and he had to throw the ball away.
Yeah. And my big issue here is he comes out and sees this, right? It's not like he doesn't see, I think that's number 9 there. Yeah, I think he sees number 9 coming at him. Davis Richardson, that's terrible. But he still steps up into him. That's terrible, man. Like, why are you doing that? You shouldn't be stepping up into that. If anything, you should be trying to escape that. And that's kind of an issue, right? Kind of goes back to that decision-making seeming slow and average there. You can't really do that. Like, you've got to be better there. You've got to make a better decision.
Yeah.
What could he have done differently? Do you guys think there's anything different he could have done?
He could have tried to run the ball, to be quite honest. We've seen his elusiveness. We've seen him do some moves. We've seen him have power. I think that would have been a great scenario. Try to get to the edge off the start.
Exactly. I agree.
And if you throw it away there, you're at least trying to make something happen versus walking yourself into the sack and then throwing it away.
Yeah. Did you see anything else there?
No, I think Ryan covered it all. He should just took off with it.
Yeah.
We know he can, so.
I think it's strange because we know he's got that elusiveness and that speed to be able.
We know
to
he
do
has
that.
that S. He's S tier in those categories, but we don't see
Yeah.
him use them right there,
Yeah,
and it's perplexing.
And that's what we're kind of talking about here, right? He looks like he's loading up for a big play, but nobody's deep downfield. It might not have been that. It might have been that the play developed too slow because people were already in the backfield for him. There was a free rusher there, but it's like he didn't process that that's the case. That the free rusher's in front of him. I don't have
It's the
time
hot
to throw
route.
this ball, right? Like I can't hit the hot route. He's gone. I need to just take off. He doesn't see that for whatever reason. And that's an issue. Right? That is something that has to be addressed. So, kind of looking so far, we've gone through. I think that was the fifth. I think that was the sixth play. In the 6 plays that we've gone through before we get to these last 3 here that we have, what do you guys think so far? Go ahead in the chat and respond. What are you guys thinking so far of Anthony Richardson?
I'm going to say this right now. Bryce Young, QB1. CJ Stroud, QB2. Levis, 3. Hooker, 4. Richardson, 5.
You want to see a magic trick? I wrote that down earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still really high on Richardson as a prospect.
Oh, yeah, like
It's out of his potential. We're seeing
Yeah.
all this with the footwork being so bad, and honestly, like if that footwork was fixed, I think a lot of his issues are fixed. He is a project, and you only draft him if you know you have a solid foundation for him to land.
Exactly.
This is the Ravens drafting Lamar at 31, and Lamar being able to go MVP the next season. Or 2 seasons later, because when you're drafting 31 because you just made it to the Super Bowl, you have a solid team. You have a good landing space.
Yeah.
And Richardson's going to need a place like that.
Yeah.
Also,
And
there's no guarantee that he's going to make it. So,
exactly.
but his ceiling, I think, is really
To
great.
be fair, though, there's not... Because, like...
His floor.
No one is guaranteed to make it coming out of college. That's what's
True.
so awesome about the draft, because, like, everyone's, like... Oh.
Leak it now, Pat. Leak it now.
With the
That's
first overall
hilarious.
pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select.
Can't mute you here. You're right. Well, he can't. So that's cool. I'll never mute you. It'll never be me.
Pat Storm's the real MVP.
Yeah, he is. Real MVP Pat Storm.
It just sucks that he's a Celtics and Red Sox fan.
Ooh. Celtics, I like, man.
I like the Celtics too. They got a St. Louis kid on their team.
Celtics kids are nice. I like the Celtics a lot.
I like Jason
Red Sox,
Tatum and
though.
Jalen.
Yeah. Red Sox, I can't get behind that. They had Moneyball though. What did I do? Oh no. Well, I just said I would never beat him. That's what I said. That's what I said. It's true. But kind of looking at AR, like I had said, what do you guys think in the chat? I know you guys are saying like he's not your first, second, or third choice, which really only leaves another choice, the fourth. Maybe we know he's not 1, he's not 2, he's not 3. Is he 4? Maybe 5. I don't know, but he's not going to be my 1 through 3, and I'll get to where I think he should be picked at the end here. Let's get on to this next play, though.
My question is, should he be picked higher than Kyle Trask was picked?
Should he be picked higher than Tim Tebow was picked?
These are the questions we need answered.
Facts. Alpha is an instigator. That's just who he is. All right, let's get to this next play. Let's see what we got here.
That was a damn good fake.
It was. That was pretty good.
I will say that looked like watching Levis.
It did. That's the thing, right? It looks like watching Levis. We can all agree that Levis is probably the best faker here, right? Like he's the best at selling play fakes. Also, why is 87 so slow? Good God. But this was a great fake. 5 bit on that hard, and 87 just lumbers into the end zone. Matt, what do you see here?
I mean, y'all said it. He sold the play fake really good, and it resulted in 6.
Yes.
Film speaks for itself.
This is actually one of the first plays, I think, that he's gotten his feet set right on the run. He actually sets his feet on the run. And let me show it real quick again. I just don't want to get taken down. So I'm going to keep kind of...
Gotta give some breaks in between.
Yeah, give some breaks here. So let me get to the slower play.
There's a little
here,
hop, but like notice he's not putting all of his arm into the ball.
Yeah. So here
putting it where
we'll
it's
show it.
catchable.
You see how his foot is pointed here?
That's what you want. That's
what you
beautiful.
want. That is what you want. He's got his good base. This is what we haven't seen in any play. Not one yet has been that way until here. He finally gets his feet right. However, it took him several games to do it. Right? Out of several games and several plays, we're finally seeing his feet get right. Now, one thing that I will say is, I think I saw a tweet a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday, that somebody was saying that it's not being talked about enough how much Anthony Richardson has fixed his footwork in the last few months since the draft. And I think that's kind of, for lack of a better term, that's kind of damning evidence, right? Like, that's that damning evidence that his footwork was bad, and he's fixed it a bunch, and it's still bad, right? It's not the greatest, and people are still saying it's not the greatest. That's something that's got to be talked about. But we'll leave more discussion for that here as we go ahead.
I mean, if you gave all the athleticism with Will Levis's frame with that inch roughly taller, still kept the weight at 244 with Stroud's footwork, Bryce's mind. Stroud and Bryce you can pick there for accuracy. You have a number 1 overall pick.
Oh yeah.
That's like Trevor Lawrence. Like, oh no shit, you take it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't talk to anyone else for this pick.
Exactly. All right, let's share this next one. Let's get this going.
Athleticism is sexy.
Unfortunately,
it doesn't mean you win games.
Exactly. So let's look here.
He had space. We talked about this already. The issue here, look, moves over. We know he could juke out 4.
Mm-hmm. But he makes this terrible play and throws an interception. Matt, what are you seeing here?
And let's go back to like the end zone view, and then right when he's getting ready to throw, all of it. Go a little bit longer. His feet. What are those? He's got both feet pointed downfield.
He's throwing this way with his feet right there.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like, that's awful.
Also, watch from this view. Watch 87 this whole time on the outside. See how he like walked up and then stopped and then turned? I'm wondering if there is also just he didn't run that like they practiced.
Yeah, but also,
and this is like one of those repetition throws that he's like, oh, he needs to be right there. That guy looked open.
Yeah. Now I know he's got a guy in his face, but this is not the throw to make, right? And you got to make a better throw here. And I think that's the problem, right? That's what we're seeing is that you got to make better throws, AR. Like you can't be trying to make throws and be athletic and use your arm and throw it right to the defenders. Right? You can't be doing that,
Mm-mm.
especially in a rivalry game that's Florida versus Florida State.
Oh yeah.
Can't be.
I think a lot better option would have been run up towards the line of scrimmage more. He has the arm strength. Chuck it down the sideline, out of bounds, close to somebody. You have the arm strength to do that for about 50 yards with just your arm.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about much there. My voice cracks. But he has the ability to do all this and try to let something happen. He doesn't let it develop in that way.
Exactly. And that leaves him with an unfortunate looking interception, right? That should have never been thrown. But this isn't the first ball that was picked or really interceptable that we've seen him throw. He should have been picked off with that lazy throw he threw a couple of plays ago.
Yep.
Where it just bounced off the receiver's hand. That should have been picked. And in the NFL, that probably would have been picked and then taken back for 6. Unless
Richardson could track him down.
Yeah, but if he was on the Seahawks, DK Metcalf could track him down. But
Ooh, that'd be a nasty combo for a tackle.
But still, that's like you can't be doing that.
Anthony Richardson, number 5. Put it in your books.
So
quarterbacks 1 through 5.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Let's go ahead and let's get to the last play here. I'm gonna share this one out, and then we're gonna just discuss AR and what he can do. Right.
This is what we've been wanting to see.
Exactly.
That run.
Exactly. We have 2 good plays here. Ryan, I'll let you kind of break it down here.
That run is what we've been talking about this whole time.
Yes.
And then I need to see his footwork a little bit more on this throw. But my God, that was a straight line. That was ice cold throw. I don't know if his footwork matched. Let's see. Kind of.
Not the best, but it's better than what we've been seeing.
So we're seeing with that better footwork, he can actually make this work.
Exactly.
And when he actually puts confidence in himself, he can make that run.
Mm-hmm. Matt, are you seeing anything different?
Oh, man.
It was a good throw, but the only thing is, obviously it's easy to critique this when I've never been in this situation, nor will I ever will be, but the throw was behind the wide receiver, so that could have been anyone's ball there if the defensive back covering him was slightly closer. Mm-hmm. So he probably needed to put that more towards like the sideline or more towards the pylon, that back pylon.
I don't think he could have though, and I'll show you here in a second as I bring it back.
I'll say I was just trying to.
The reason I don't think he could have brought it back and gone a little further over.
That's a tight window.
Yeah, that was a really tight window. Yeah.
So I think he puts that ball exactly where he needs to put it. That's a great throw.
That is a good ball.
And it is our last play.
You're right.
Last 2 plays. So, yes, 2 things happen here. We started with simple good plays of Anthony Richardson, and then we kind of got rough in the middle there.
And we
end with 2 plays of him making good decisions. The first is this run. It appears no one's open, so he steps up and he runs it and gets positive yards, which is what we want him to see. We want that quick reaction time. And then he puts a dot.
That was ice cold.
It was a great play, but he's not consistently doing that. And that's the problem that we're seeing with Anthony Richardson is with Levis. I don't know if we can call it luck.
It's not luck at all.
It's skill.
Well, I'd say it's hit or miss. It's inconsistency.
Yeah, he's inconsistent. He's wildly inconsistent. He probably should have stayed another year in college, maybe 2 years. We talked about this earlier, Ryan, but
We did.
He probably should have stayed more time in college because
get developed a little bit more.
Yes.
Really be able to fix up some of that footwork. Maybe even be able to have an offensive coordinator 2 years in a row to show what you can do with time in the system.
Exactly.
Instead of new coordinator, and then allegedly, I think Nick mentioned that they had someone who talked about, I had all these different coaches, and I kind of alluded to that was the problem, not them. How high could he? I mean, I think instead of number 5, he could be number 3 quarterback. I don't think it's not like he's going to be QB1 or QB2.
Yeah, I think
but he at least has that possibility of moving up into the QB rankings. He has that possibility of just being overall better. If he stayed in college, as a prospect, be better.
I think next year he gets that experience and he learns how to run a system. He learns to make those good plays. But now he's out. He's declared for the draft. Can't go back now. So it is what it is. I kind of started off here with Matt. If we draft him, what does our draft plan need to be for him?
I would let either, because he's not going to be ready to be a day one starter. He'd have to learn the system and obviously touch up some things in his game. So it'd be one of those things where you're rolling out week 1 through about 10 or 11 with Davis Mills and Case Keenum. Which, it would be rough to see, but then from there, I honestly don't know. It's hard to tell with Richardson, honestly. Because with Levis and Stroud, like, they come from more like the more pro-ready systems in college football. So they'd be like, they can come out week 1 and be able to run the offense, take command of the huddle. Will they be great? No, probably not right out the gate, but they would definitely be better at it than throwing Richardson into the fire week 1.
Absolutely. Ryan, what do you say? What say you?
If we draft Richardson, it's not with pick 2 number. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It better not be with pick 2 anyway.
Our draft plan is we are going from our roster last year to the Eagles roster all of a sudden.
Yeah, big defense, run game potential, and then go get A.J. Brown? Is that what you're saying?
No, we trade for all 3 players.
No, we got to go get DK Metcalf.
DK instead of A.J. Brown. Who's replacing Devontae Parker over there?
But, that's the draft plan with Richardson. You need another reason to sit him. You get JSN. You get JSN at 12. You go ahead and get your defensive end at 2. You may have to skip out on another position of need, like offensive center.
Why? And draft him in the 2nd round?
I don't know if they're still going to be there at the 3rd.
Fair.
I'm assuming you take him at 33. Which I know what you think about that.
Are you talking about taking Richardson at 33?
Yeah.
I think he'd be one of those things where if we did want to take Richardson and he was falling down into late first, I think we would trade up from 33 just so we can get the 5th-year option on him.
Yeah. We got a lot of holes in the roster. Is that a time to get a project QB? No, it's not.
No, not with where we are right now as a team. It's a win now, essentially. Like, you got to win.
Yeah, because the problem is, right now, D'Amico has all the time in the world because he has the entire city behind him. He has the trust of the owners just because he was a player here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not just because he was a player here, but because he's a proven commodity as a top defensive mind in football. So he's got the time. Like, he has the leash length. Nick Caserio does not. So it's a matter of what does Nick think will help keep his job, but also put a competitive roster out on the football field?
I remember
This is
Anthony
true.
Richardson in college, last year, everyone was at least 6 foot or above. I think the shortest wide receiver was actually 6'1".
Mhm.
And right now we have a 6 foot, 6'2", 6'2", 6'4", 6 foot, 6'1", 5'11" John Mechie, 5'9" Amari Rogers, Steven Sims, 5'10".
Mhm.
And he's overthrowing these guys who are 6'4", 6'3".
Significantly overthrowing.
If we take off 4, 5, 6 inches, I don't see how this gets done.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to add 4, 5, 6 inches to these guys who are 6'4". We're gonna need a lot of Darnell Washingtons.
Yeah. And Brock, I'll say this. I want to answer this question by Alpha here. Who's he going to sit behind? The only option really is Case is going to teach. That's it. That's your teacher, is Case. Case has been in this offense already. He's done it 3 times in 3 different spots. He did it in Houston with Kubiak. He did it in Minnesota with Kubiak. He did it in Houston again. Like this is what he does. He has been in this system for a while. This is now the 3rd time he's going to be in the system. So if anybody knows the system, it's Case Keenum. He's going to be able to teach. But Mills is going to have to be your starter, most likely. Mills or Case Keenum. And I don't want to see any of them on the field. So that's unfortunate. As for who we should draft, I think you load up on BPA. Yeah, no mock drafts tonight because Cap is going tonight, and I don't want to go into that time. So, and we're already getting closer to an hour, so I don't want to deal with that. So shout out to Texans Cap, by the way. Go check out his stream tonight at 9 p.m. Central Time. It's gonna be great. But as for like what we should do, I think if you're gonna draft Richardson, you take BPA until the latest you can. Because honestly, I'm not so sure that he's worthy of even a 2nd round pick. Maybe a late 2nd at the earliest. And that kind of gets me to my next question, which is what is Richardson's potential?
Realistic or like highest or lowest?
Let's go with both. What do you guys think his potential is? And everybody in the chat, give me the same. What do you think his high potential is? What's his low potential?
His highest potential, I don't think we've seen a quarterback like that because of the athleticism. The floor, Jamarcus Russell. Like it's a real low floor. And Jamarcus Russell didn't have their mentally. But I think Richardson, if he doesn't fit the footwork, it's going to look like that in the NFL. His most realistic, he develops into a Jacoby Brissett, where he's really just used as that backup quarterback who runs for a while, gets developed in passing traits, and then he can come out and actually do something.
Fair. What do you think is the case? This might be true. What do you think is the case for? So you're saying his high is the greatest we've ever seen? Is that what you're saying? Most athletic?
I don't think I have a comp for that because of how the athleticism. Like this, we're talking about prime Cam, but better in athleticism.
Okay, Matt, what do you got for him?
I was gonna say the exact same thing. Like ceiling, I was gonna say like his ceiling is gonna be better than prime Cam Newton, but his floor is gonna be like worse than New England Patriots Cam Newton. I'm gonna keep on that Cam Newton trajectory.
Interesting that you should say that. I'm gonna give you guys a comp that I think will be different. But I see a little bit of this in his game. I think his comp it's closer to being a better version of Mike Vick. He's got the speed. He's got the ability to take hits. He's bigger, and he's not faster. I don't think
I think he is.
He might be faster. Okay, he might be faster. But he's got that same cannon. Mike Vick had a cannon. People forget that. That, I think, he could be a better version of Mike Vick. Will he be a better version of Mike Vick? I don't know. But he can be a better version of Mike Vick. That's his high. His low, I think he's one half step above Ryan Mallett. I don't think he gets worse. I think he gets a little bit better. But Ryan Mallett is where I see.
I was very wrong. Mike Vick was a 4.33.
Yeah. So he's a little slower than Vick. But imagine that. That's what he'd be. Mike Vick.
Mike Vick with extra
Mike
muscle.
Vick. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we seen Cam Newton do the Superman. This is Superman right here on athleticism for quarterback.
Yeah. That's
he
what
just
I
needs to be able to throw.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say Mike Vick, because Mike Vick could throw. Mike Vick could run. Cam could as well, but I think Mike Vick was a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of what I see. If we were to draft him, I think, again, temper your expectations, people. He's not sitting for 1 year. He's sitting for 2, at a minimum. He's not coming out and 1 year later he's jumping in like Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes had the skills to throw the ball on the run. He had the footwork. He was just a little inaccurate. He had too much of a cannon. They just had to work on that with him. He had all the skills there, and he was already mostly ready. That's not going to be Anthony Richardson. If maybe we were a Super Bowl contending team and he drafted him, maybe it'd be a year. But no, he's not a year away. He's 2 years minimum away. I do think I haven't come off of that.
Okay.
I think it's still CJ.
Let's rephrase this a little bit too. Because we talked about this before the stream.
Mm-hmm.
You believe that the Texans have 2 options. Bryce, CJ. Whoever gets picked first, pick the other one second.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what, we're getting one of them.
That's what I've said, and I said that kind of from the beginning. I had said, though, I think that Bryce is gone and that CJ Stroud ushers in a new era with the D'Amico Ryans. Those were my exact words back in December of 2022. So, yes, I am still sticking to that. I don't have any sources to tell me that this is true or not true, but I'm telling you what I think, and I would love for it.
Looks like the betting lines are moving towards that way right now.
What is behind you? It looks like a curved monitor.
Oh, that is 2 TVs.
Or 2 TVs.
You know, different angles.
One for gaming, one for football.
Well, one is old enough for me to be playing a GameCube without having a HDMI converter.
Oh, fantastic. Boot up that GameCube, yo!
The other one is because, who doesn't have just background noise going on Netflix or whatever.
Valid. I listen to The Office every night.
And on the bed, I got a poodle.
Not the ghosts are in my house, yo.
That's my poodle.
Ooh, he's got a poodle. He didn't see no ghost. What he saw was the ghost of Davis Mills past. That's what, that's what he saw.
That is a horrifying pass.
I will say if Davis Mills is starting the season not because of an injury to whatever quarterback we selected to, them seats are going to be empty. Oh, God, no, Eden, no. Man, I cannot think of a reason why he's still on this roster other than
You know,
he's a camp body that's just what we're playing.
I'm not proud to admit it, but back in that class, I was high on Brevin Jordan.
We all were.
Because
We thought he'd be great.
because
Think about what he'd be once he develops. Never
no, hang on,
develops.
time out 30, because all the Madden simulations I did, he would go mid to late first round. So I remember there was one of Jordan's streams. I was like, or I think it was one of Jordan's streams anyway. I was like, yo, we need to trade back up into the first for Brevin Jordan or something like that. Yeah, terrible idea. Because he didn't go to round 3 or 4 or something like that. Round 2. I don't even remember.
He didn't go early, and he hasn't been worth his pick anyway. He should have been a UDFA. With all that being said, any of y'all have questions, concerns? What do you guys think in the draft? What should we do? What do you think's going to happen? What do you think should be the case? What do you think will be the case? How bad do you think it's going to be? Let me know. What should we review next? Which player should I review once drafted?
Ooh, we may have another stream just for that.
Should I review all of them? Should I review a specific player you guys want to see? Just first round? Second, third? What do you guys want?
I feel like at least rounds 1 through 3 or 1 through 4. I feel like 5, 6, and 7 would be a bit excessive.
So when we draft JSN, when we draft a center.
Don't you mean JAN?
Jackson, Amish, Amith.
A myth.
In Jigbeth.
So we're going to draft
Jackson, a myth.
Jan.
And then we're apparently going for center. A
linebacker, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully it's Demarion Overshown. I don't know. We'll see who we draft, and we'll definitely look at that.
Eden, that's what you get for saying Brevin's tight end 1.
I know he's trolling, but yeah.
All is fair on YouTube.
You troll here. Ooh, I like this. So I'm gonna be honest here.
Mingo.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I won't be able to get to these guys before the draft. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Because 1, I'm gonna be at the draft. 2, I low-key hope we draft Jonathan Mingo in the 3rd. Or maybe the 4th, if we can.
Uber athletic.
Exactly. That's your big boy. That's your next big boy. That's your next kind of speedy, good-handed guy, sure-handed guy. Doesn't he play at Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Similar to another guy who's kind of a speedy big boy. And
Can't see that.
Tank is better than Mingo.
Yep.
He's got better route running for sure.
Yeah.
He's definitely the better one.
So for all of our guys went on route running, you know who fits that? There are 2 players who I immediately think of that fit that. JSN or Jan and Tank Dell.
Yeah, Tank Dell he's it. Yeah. But it's funny because Jonathan Mingo is also DK Metcalf.
Tank. Did that say Tank?
Dell?
No, that said Tank. My A's are just atrocious. My handwriting is terrible.
It's okay. I had a college professor once require us to answer 50 questions for our test and write a 3-page essay.
Oh, that's nothing.
During like the hour and a half test.
Oh.
And then look at me and go, if you write like this again, I refuse to grade your test. Fail. And then I took them again during COVID when everything was online. I was like, a way around it.
Hey, speaking of COVID, shout out to Jay. He's the only reason I passed my math class. He was legit the only reason I have a diploma.
Interesting. You're welcome. That is how that works, I guess. Cool. I'm glad you've been a part of your diploma history. It's cool. That's cool. All right. Anybody else got any questions? Anybody else got any concerns? Anything else you guys want for us to cover before we drop? If not, remember in the next 55 minutes, Cap will be live on YouTube. I don't remember who he's going to be with, but he is going to be live on YouTube. Let me check real quick.
9 p.m.
Be live. Yeah. But who is he going to be live with? I think he said it's going to be with Jeff Risden. He'll be live with Jeff Risden tonight. So pop through, say hi, show love to Cap there. Dude puts out great content. Yeah, and y'all guys have a good one.
Wait, I'm not three. What Eden said, that's actually valid. And so tonight, I'm thinking, should I watch? Because like I've been getting The Longest Yard on my TikTok a lot. So tonight, and I've also been getting a lot of Draft Day. I'm thinking I should watch The Longest Yard tonight, and then watch Draft Day on Draft Day. But like I don't know.
I like it.
You know what I've been watching, and I'm not a big fan of crime shows, but I got back into for the second time The Wire. Highly recommend it. It's one of the greatest shows on television. Idris Elba is in it. Top talent.
Even I have seen Moneyball. I love that movie.
Also a great movie.
See, that's what you do for MLB.
For the love of the game, or For the Love of the Game and Field of Dreams are also two really good baseball movies.
Angels
in the Outfield. What?
Tony Danza, Donald Glover, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Top talent right there, man. Christopher Lloyd. Can't forget that. It's a good movie.
No, but and then what you were saying, shows I've been watching a lot. I've been watching Full House, and I've been watching Kitchen Nightmares.
Getting that Gordon Ramsay in
Bro,
there.
everyone needs a fix at Gordon Ramsay. Dude's awesome.
Man, if you ever get the chance, watch some Bar Rescue.
Watch that too. Good show.
Dude, my wife is a health inspector, so I'm trying to get her to watch those clips I have on that you can find on YouTube. Be like, how serious is this? Would y'all shut this place down or no? Because you'd be surprised what it takes to shut a place down in Texas.
Not a lot.
No, it takes a lot.
Good eating, though.
You have to have
because of the roaches.
A lot of no. You don't shut down for roaches.
No, I'm saying he said Texas has good eating, and I said that's because of the roaches.
Bro, who doesn't love a good roach? That's extra protein.
Hell's Kitchen is legit. Honestly, it's the idiot sandwich meme is quite possibly one of the funniest things I've seen.
What are you? I can't hear you. An idiot sandwich.
So good, so good.
You know, in 24 hours, we will know who the Texans pick at too.
Maybe because it's
we might
8-8
know
right now.
Picks by then.
Yeah.
Was Jeremiah's mock draft has us trading up to 3.
Question is, what does it cost?
Everything.
He had 12, 33, 73, 104, and a future third.
Nope.
And he had us taking C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson.
That's actually a really good thing, but I would say
also,
it's a mistake.
Have y'all talked about the photo/video that the Texans posted where it had Bryce Young, the picture of the locker room,
C.J.
Stroud, and
Will
then
Anderson.
Will Anderson and Tyree? Have we talked about that yet? We have? Okay.
We have not. We have not. I do want to talk a little bit about that. I think that's a bit of trolling by the
it's
Texans.
definitely trolling. Like, Texans' social media team is having way too much fun right now. And
I think that's
okay.
everyone who we've been at that point that they probably made it. Everyone except for Will Levis.
Levis and Richardson were not on that.
I know, but it's everyone who we've actually been like heavily associated with.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been heavily associated with Levis until very recently. But before then, it was Will Anderson, Tyree Wilson, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young.
But of everyone on that picture, I forgot who in the Discord said it, but why was Tyree Wilson the only one with a white jersey? And because Bryce Young had the red jersey on, CJ had the red jersey on, Anderson had the red jersey on. Tyree was the only one wearing a white jersey.
Because he didn't have a good red one, I guess. And the Red Raiders.
There's been a good red one floating around. But, the social media team wants to use that one in the white jersey.
Eden wants his credit. He's the one who noticed.
You have the credit. Eden,
good job, kid. Now get your truck.
All right, with that, y'all know how it goes. Y'all know how it goes. We here on the Moderate Texan podcast, we like to look through the darkness, find a little bit of light, and bring you right back to the middle. Today was a fun stream, guys. We got to do it again soon. You guys know who it is. That's GM Fanatic, aka Ryan. That's Money Matt. Or Matt Marr, my brother.
Sorry, I was late.
These guys are. It's all good. It's all good. Joey was in the chat. Eden, Alpha, Beige, everybody else who came through. It's great having you through. See y'all on the flip side. Catch Cap stream, and we love you. Maybe there might be a VC for the draft, but I'm gonna be there, so I might not be in there. If you're in the live stream or the live VC for the draft, if you spoil.
You're in trouble.
Someone will alert me. And rules of y'all know the rules. I'll put them in there. It's also on the rules tab.
See y'all later. Peace out. Welcome back to the middle. Love you, H-Town.